Good afternoon. Had to wait till the phone stopped its beeping. I forgot till just a couple minutes ago to take it off the hook, and it's in the other room, but I could still hear it pretty loud. So I waited till it stopped before I started the video, but I think I still got the 111 in. Yeah, it's still there. It is 1:11 in the afternoon on Thursday, and this video is for the 15th of November, tomorrow's video. Yesterday, of course, I interviewed Karen Hudes, and I haven't even checked to see what kind of numbers are generating, but I know there were a lot of shares I noticed earlier. In any case, that I'm following up a little bit today on that one, and I might be following up on a couple of other angles in future days. Of course, tomorrow I will record Aristo, and that will be for Saturday's video. Anyway, the title for today is Global Trust Accounts. More than one? Yesterday, Karen Hudes talked about the trust account involving Ferdinand Marcos in the Philippines. When asked about the St. Germain World Trust and the Swiss Indo Trust, also known as the White Spiritual Boy account, she said she didn't know about those. I readily admit that I do not have as much inside information as she does. However, there is a lot of information available on both of those trusts. Personally, I find it hard to believe they do not exist. Like Marcos having royal lineage, as pointed out by Karen, Mr. Sino also claims a lineage going back to King Solomon, as pointed out in the History of Banking Asian Perspective, which I've mentioned in previous videos. To my knowledge, the White Spiritual Boy accounts are the only ones that have been published showing the human obligation placed upon the trustees to ensure that those funds are distributed to the people. I would not be so quick to dismiss these claims, although, as I said to Karen, I would like to see Mr. Sino interviewed with a good English translator. In any case, I believe the wealth of the world belongs to all the people, and it's high time these global trust accounts, however many there are distributed worldwide. It's time to end the fraud and corruption of the banksters once and for all. I had a mistake there that I had to go back and fix. All right, that's all it should require. Let me just save that, and then we're ready to go. Yes, I've been really busy today doing preparations for my daughter and grandkids moving in with me. But I did spend a little bit of time prior to this this video looking up the White Spiritual Boy, because I knew I had read stuff about this. This is not something that just lately has come along. It's something that's been around for a while. In fact, there were a lot of, when I just Googled White Spiritual Boy, lots of links came up, and I only looked at a couple of them, but the one that I am on right now, right in front of me, is Alcuin Bramerton, who was Indian in the Machine, I think, is also known as his blog spot, and it's Global Banking Crisis. Well, if you Google White Spiritual Boy, I'm sure you'll find it. But in any case, I'm looking at that right now, and it's the Hong Kong Shanghai Banking Corporation, which is HSBC, just so that you know. I mean, you've heard that that's one of the big banks in the world, big international banks. It's London, UK, and Hong Kong. I don't know what PROC stands for. And anyway, there's an account number on it, and it's the account name of White Spiritual Boy, with standing balances per account worth 1,030 quadrillion US dollars, and it was confirmed and considered matured earnings audited by the financial institution of the Committee of 300 for the month of January, April 2010. Now, it was signed by His Excellency President Robert Zoellick, President of the World Bank, His Excellency Vice President Lars Thonell, Executive Vice President and CEO of the International Finance Corporation, and H.M. Her Majesty Queen Alexandra Elizabeth Mary Windsor, II, Chairman of the Committee of 300, the British Royal Family. It was signed by those three people in January to April 2010. That, if my knowledge serves me correctly, is what Mr. Sino is talking about when he talks about the global collateral accounts that Karen Hudes mentioned. She mentioned the ones in the Philippines. And I know there's been some confusion between the Philippines and Indonesia. Both of them, obviously, are Asian countries. They're not even far apart from each other. If you look at the map, here's Indonesia right here. And, well, you can't really, unless I move the camera. Here's Indonesia, and here's the Philippines right above Indonesia. You know, straight up from just a little bit east of Bali, which is right here. Java, Bali, Sumatra, Borneo. Anyway, there's the layout of what the part of the world we're talking about. And lots of gold is there. And I mean, I've been hearing about this for at least a few years. That this gold exists, and folks, it's ours. This is a global trust. And I don't think that this is the Saint Germain Trust, which I suspect is based in Europe. I don't know that, but I suspect, since Saint Germain traversed Europe and even was rumored to be in America, I don't find these legends so darn incredible like some people do. I find them believable. Now, maybe it's because I want to believe it, and I do. I want to believe that we're all super wealthy just because we're king's kids, and we all have royal lineage that we forgot. Because remember, we're the prodigal children. We're prodigal sons and daughters. And our Father, the Creator, is the King of not just the world, but the King of creation, the King of everything. We're king's kids. We're a royal priesthood, if you will, which means we all have access, direct access to the Father. We don't have to go through any middlemen. Like religion teaches us. We've got to go through the priest or the pope or the preacher or the imam or the prophet. No, you and I have direct access to our Creator. Direct access, because our Creator is not only out there connected to us, our Creator is in each of us connected to us. That's why we meditate. We find the Christ, the Buddha, the divine nature within ourselves. And when we know who we are, that makes us wealthy. Now, in this world, we've not known who we were. We forgot. We had this collective amnesia trip that we put ourselves on, where we wouldn't remember that we were king's kids. I mean, we would go into the far country and forget, conveniently, so that we could have all the experience of creating hell on earth. And we did a damn good job of it, didn't we? But these bastards, the royal families, are trustees. I'm looking at it now from a cosmic viewpoint. Queen Elizabeth and all the others and all the elite establishment, the royal lineages of Solomon and that Marcos came from, which was a European lineage, according to Karen Hudes. But these lineages, they are the ones that are the trustees of these global accounts. And they were holding those accounts in trust for humanity, because it's our inheritance. We are children not only of God, of the sky, but children of the earth. The earth is our mother. And wealth comes from the earth. It comes from the manifestation of the Creator's abundance in physical form. The spiritual abundance manifested, in other words. made physical. Actually, manifest means made flesh, but it's made physical, and it's stored as gold and silver, precious metals, gems, diamonds, rubies, sapphires, etc. Okay? But the wealth belongs to us. Even the oil and all the minerals belong to the people. It's our planet. We were given the planet in trust also. And we were the stewards for the Creator who owns all things. Now you say to me, Ron, that number you gave us a little while ago, that 1,030 quadrillion US dollars, that's before inflation over the last 3 years. It's got to be more. It's got to, be more than that now. And it's actually, when you put 1,000 quadrillion is really a quintillion. I don't know why they didn't just say 1 quintillion 300 or 30 quadrillion. Instead, they put it as 1,030 quadrillion. Okay, be that as it may. It's a lot of freaking money, and that's just one trust with accounts. And there's payments that Swiss Indo is talking about, payments 1 through 9, as I understand it. And those are human obligations. Mr. Sino sees himself as the trustee whose job it is to make sure that the people get the wealth that is naturally ours. And naturally, I know there's a lot of people, my brother being one of them, doesn't like the idea of people that don't work being able to get money because that's socialism. Well, the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter whether we work or not. We're all king's kids. We're all sons and daughters of the Creator. That's the reality that we are spiritually starting to grasp. It doesn't matter what religion we are, because we know that religion has been just another smoke screen, and it doesn't matter which religion we're talking about. They're all smoke screens that put a degree of separation between us and the Creator. That separation is coming down, and we're recognizing that it never really existed to begin with. It was an illusion. It was a delusion. It was fraud, and it was corruption that resulted from us being ignorant of who we are. Who we are, as I said, we're king's kids. We're sons and daughters of a living God, who is creator of all that is. And of him all things consist. This is spiritual reality, and it's the reality that we need to come back to. No more of this separation game of my religion is better than your religion, my ideology is better than your ideology, my race is better than your race, my gender is better than your gender, or any of the other insane things that we've been fighting each other over for eons of time, because we forgot that everything is connected. We forgot that it's all one. We forgot how wealthy we really are. Now, granted, folks, granted, we still have a ways to go, although, like Karen said, it could be quite quick, that we wake up on a broader scale. And I don't know what that's going to take, but it does my heart good to know how wealthy I am. And it does my heart good to know that enough people are waking up to have tipped the balance so that the trustees can no longer hide this wealth from the people. We are aware of it. And there are many, many trusts and unlimited wealth that's ours for claiming. And when I say claiming, the way you claim it is to recognize who you are, to recognize that you are royal priesthood, that you are family of God, family of the Creator, to recognize that everyone that you see out there is your brother and your sister. All other beings, sentient beings, whether they're earth beings or from another galaxy even, or even another, galaxy. I said the right word the first time. That's exactly what I was meaning. Other galaxies. Not to mention other solar systems, if you will, within the Milky Way galaxy. Folks, that's who we are. We're eternal beings that live forever and ever, and we keep coming back in different earth suits with a different name. And in this lifetime, now, we're waking up to take and claim our golden age, which is ours. It's what the prophets and the religions have been telling us about. It's what the medicine men and the wise men and the shamans in indigenous cultures have been telling us about, when the underworlds would open up and when the apocalypse would happen, which means the unveiling of the occult, the hidden things that were hidden. Do some research. Think how wealthy you are. Just think about it. Just think about it in monetary terms. 100,030 quadrillion US dollars. That's a heck of a lot of money, and that's just one trust. If Karen is right, there's another one sitting over in the Philippines. If I'm right, there's another one sitting in Europe somewhere. That's the St. Germain World Trust. Or perhaps they're all lumped in. I don't know. But it's a huge, staggering amount of wealth. And it belongs to the people of the world. It's our inheritance. Don't you think it's high time we claim our birthright? Which means recognizing that we're brothers and sisters, and that we learn to love one another, and to cooperate, and to forgive. It's a brave new world we're entering. Thank you for listening. Namaste.